Welcome to Timberland Farms. My name's Anthony and behind me is our pigs. They're no longer piglets, I'd say. They're getting pretty big. Today's the day where I get to let them out. We finished up the perimeter fence in this little pasture they got. Finished that last night, put in all the step-in posts, put in all the electric wire. Got it tied into the horse fence off to my left here. So now we're gonna release these guys. Now that we get the bale twine off that was holding the barrel to this T-post, I'll go ahead and pull these metal wire clips off that are holding the corners of the fence together. Make sure we don't lose them, keep track of them. So now we got the fence loose, we're gonna pull this back and release the pigs. See what they do. I'm sure they're not gonna wanna come out of here. We're gonna leave this up here for them because they're gonna think that this is a safe zone. But to entice them, I'm gonna come back here and grab their feed dish and feed them outside the fence and see what they think. On a side note, I took a sheet of OSB and bolted it to this feed dish, hoping that they wouldn't be able to tip it over. It used to be a big square, and they chewed it up and spit it out, and now they can tip it back over again. So we'll stick this right here, I guess, and feed them. Alrighty, let's see if the pigs come out to this. Here, piggy, piggy. We got new land here to explore, yeah. Hey there, piggy. They have this big dish and that they're fighting each other over this little corner. Don't be so scared. So he got scared and ran back to that little square, and that's why I left that there. And it's going to stay up there for quite some time. They call that home. They've been in there for almost a week. They're unsure what's going on. They want to go back home where they know it's safe. So not too worried about them running off because they know that is safe right there. And once they're familiar the next couple of days of this area, I'm going to move the food dish closer to the electric fence so I don't have to walk in here every single time. I can just reach over the fence and feed them. Come on, boop, boop, out of the way. And I'll top off their feed tonight before we go to bed, and we should be all good. These piglets look like they're having a blast, eating their food. But right here you can see the horse pasture and the horse fence. So I just piggybacked off of the horse fence to create the pig fence. You can see down here on the bottom, I added another string because these are just much smaller animals than those horses. Take a walk over here. Here's the gate. It's just a pallet with a T-post for the corner. And then we have the 2-strand for the pigs with step-in post all the way down to the next corner. I got all this to check out. This used to be all heavy, dense wood here. As they're going through the woods, they got plenty of room to roam. This is actually a long stretch through here. A lot of brush and briar through here. I had to cut it down with a chainsaw. You may have seen in the last video. Unfortunately, I did not get it all on camera. I don't want to touch this because I get zapped. They got tons of space. So we all know that pigs like to swaller in their mud. Right through here. This area right here is always wet. For some reason right now it's not. This is like a stream right here. We'll carry on. Here's the other corner post. All I need is this 2-strand, one at ankle height and one at knee height. These two pigs probably have about half an acre to themselves. And this fence is low enough, I could just step right over it. And it piggybacks off of the horse fence again. And step over it again. And we're back in the horse pasture. Let's go see what those piggies are up to. This horse is checking me out. They're all hungry. I guess we should go feed them. They're all scared. But it's good to know that they're still here. So I just got back from Tractor Supply to get some supplies for the pig fence, to get that up and going. But I also picked up some chain. For my dump trailer here. When I'm not using the dump trailer, I typically use this for firewood. But when I'm not using the dump trailer, I actually rent this out for a dumpster service. So I like to lock the wheels together with a chain, but I've been using a 3/8 grade 43 like logging chain. And it's actually kind of difficult to get through these spokes. So I got a 1/4 inch grade 70 chain. It's about as tough to cut as a grade 43 3/8, but it's much smaller, more compact. And I'm going to use the rest of this chain to put on the tractor just in case I need to hook anything up and move them around with the tractor. But in order to get the correct length, I'm going to lock these things together now. The links are a little bit shorter, so it's not as easy to grab and pull through, but I have a solution for that. And then that gives me my mark where I'm going to cut it. And I'll leave like 4 links longer than I need, just in case. Yeah. And I got probably 15 to 20 feet left over I can use for the tractor. I might actually cut that again. But this will work out perfect for me because I could still lock that together. I can even reach the middle one if I wanted to. And connect it 3 ways if I wanted to. And I could pull it right out. So, in order to make it easier to fish through, I'm just going to take some metal rod and weld it on the end of this. So then I could hold that and pull it through and just grab from here and pull it right through. So, we'll go and do that another day when we have the welder hooked up and out and working. But for now, that'll work just perfect because it's a lot better than the chain I already have. So this is perfect for what I need right here. You can see it's really not that long, maybe 6 feet. Yeah, about 6 feet. It's a little bit taller than I am. And then this is the chain I have been using. I left the hook on one end so I don't ever use the whole thing. It's significantly heavier. And this is a 15-foot chain. All I did was take the hook off of it. I had that chain laying around, so I figured might as well use it on this before this gets stolen when it's out on a rental for a week. But now I can have my chain back and put that on my gooseneck trailer just in case I transport my backhoe or some other piece of equipment here around on the farm, or maybe even buy something, pick something up and need a chain. Got that for the trailer. But this little chain could be its replacement. Take its home over in the dump trailer's toolbox. This chain was also chilling in there. I don't know what the ring was on one side, but the hook is about shot on the other. So I'll cut that off and replace that with another hook. And then here's the hook that I could put back onto the chain without having any problems. And I have my 15-foot transport chain back. It's not a grade 70, it is a grade 43, but it is still a 5,400 pound working load, which is plenty for what I do. He didn't hold the fence long enough. But they found the woods. Now that the pigs are all outside doing their own thing, I figured I'd show you a new addition we got here. Nothing special, it's pretty hideous, but it is a dump trailer. It used to be a dump box on a medium duty series dump truck. It has a mobile home axle underneath of it, as well as a really heavy hitch. This is just scabbed together, farmer fixed. So we're going to be working on this spring once the ground dries up, because we don't have an indoor work area. The plan with this is to cut this axle, move it towards the back so I get more tongue weight, help me get traction on the tractor, and run hydraulic lines from the hydraulic cylinder to hook onto the remotes of the tractor. Then we'll be using this dump trailer to haul manure out of the horse pasture and dumping it into our compost pile. So right here is our compost pile. It's got all of our manure and bedding from inside in the stalls. But that doesn't have any of the manure that's out in the horse pasture. And it's quite a walk away. Go back and forth. And it's too narrow between the horse fence there and the round pen. So we have to go around the long way. So this is the gate for our horse pasture, and these ruts are a little over a foot deep in some areas. Actually, in some areas, the whole front tire of the tractor disappears. But majority of this here is manure mixed with topsoil. So we're going to have to dig down to hard pan and lay crushed gravel on top. It's going to be a pretty big project for us this summer. And then help get these horses out of the mud. Because it has gotten really bad. And it's only progressively getting worse. But we cannot do anything until this dries up a lot. It's got a long ways to go. I'm struggling just getting a tractor through here. Even with the diff lock engaged. So we're probably going to go from over here to about right here. Nice oval pattern. So then we got the one feeder there, and then a path down the center through to the gate where I'm standing right now. And then this is the common tractor path I take to go get the hay bales that you can kind of see underneath the tarp there. But that's really bad mud too, so we're going to have to build a road out of crushed gravel. And then we're going to have to, well, before that we have to take all this topsoil out and all this mud, get down to good hard pan, which is actually only about a foot deep in most areas. Some areas it's even 6 inches. And it is a definite, so we'll strip this topsoil off, get down to hard pan. There's a big definite difference in soil type. You can see that the topsoil is nice and brown, and you get down to the clay layer underneath and it's like a tan color. And you don't sink past that. You sit there and spin because it's slippery, but you don't sink through it. So we'll put our crushed gravel on top of that, and then we won't have any problems. And then here you probably saw in the background, this is the loader for George's Ford tractor from Full Creek Farms. It's kind of stuck here with all this mud. We're waiting for the ground to harden up and not be so muddy, and we'll be sticking this on his tractor. He will also have a loader tractor. Then I still have my old gooseneck trailer. Probably going to be taking most of the stuff that's on the trailer up to the farm auction, auctioning off these old supplies that I no longer use, and ripping the deck off this trailer, painting it, and putting it on the market. So if you're interested in a trailer, this will be up on the market in a couple months. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.